Second habit is trustworthiness, respect, and stewardship. And great leaders do all three very, very well. So trustworthiness, Stephen Covey, the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, regards trustworthiness as the number one virtue of a leader. And he defines trustworthiness as a combination between character, who you are as a human being, your integrity, and competence, your ability to do your job and do it well. Second, great leaders treat their people with respect and earn the same respect in turn. So respect has 2 components. One is how we treat any other human being as an equal member of the human race. So that's the personal side of respect. Then there's a professional side of respect that has to deal with how we treat one another in the workplace, how we exchange ideas, how we engage with one another when we don't agree, the extent to which we can disagree without being disagreeable. And that's all about respect in the workplace. One of the most powerful examples of respect I personally experienced was working with Stan McChrystal. So he was 4-star general and I was lowly colonel. He's 5 levels of organization higher than me. And I remember the first time I came to brief General McChrystal about Afghanistan. And I was telling him things that he didn't want to hear. And the entire time I'm briefing him, he's not multitasking. He's not looking at email. He's not looking at other things. His mind is not wandering. It is laser focused on me. And you know what? He treats everybody like that. Whenever he's talking with someone, they are the number one focus of his attention. They are the entire focus of his attention. And that's his way of saying, I respect you as a human being. I respect you as a professional. And when I'm talking with you, you have my undivided attention. Third, great leaders are stewards of their people and their organization. They make their people, their employees, the people that work with them, and their organizations better for having experienced their leadership. Stan McChrystal talks about leaders as gardeners, leaders who cultivate their people and organizations, enabling them to thrive. So contrast that with a toxic leader who allows their employees to wither and die and grow cynical and uninspired in the workplace. A leader who cultivates, who's a great steward, enables the people and organizations to thrive. Did you know that the cost of hiring and training a new employee could be as high as half their annual salary? Now, leaders can reduce costs by improving employee retention. Here are 3 action items for habit number 2. First, take a 360-degree assessment every 6 months or so that you can see how well you were doing and what areas you want to improve. Second, discuss with your team the areas you seek to improve and how you will do that so that they know that you take their feedback seriously. Update them about every quarter or so. And finally, schedule time each week or month for professional development so you build a habit of stewardship in your team. Make it the same day and time so it becomes predictable and protected.
Chris has understood for a long time the fundamentals of good leadership. Trust, of sharing information, of a positive leadership culture. It's a very rare blend of practical experience at different levels, as well as scholarly study of leadership at the top. If I were a CEO and I wanted to check my system against best practices for culture, leadership, communications, and getting the job done, I would turn to someone who's done this multiple times in different settings. I'd turn to Chris Calenda.
I think for a CEO that's struggling with the question of either his or her own leadership or how to develop leaders on his or her team, Chris is an incredible resource. He's created the intellectual capital. He has a sort of theory of the case and an approach, which is not just based on his experience, but looking across history, looking across sectors, looking across industries. But he's also done it in practice. He's also helped make change in organizations, and he has a fantastic track record. You know, Chris is the person who can come in and help you be successful in empowering your team and in creating real, dynamic leaders on your team.